Y'all, this case is just so bizarre. Have you heard the story of the husband, wife, and 2-year-old little girl that were in a car accident on December 8th in Fayette County, Alabama? And now there's a missing child investigation because come to find out they had another child who's unaccounted for. I made a video about it yesterday, but here's just a quick recap. So the dad was apparently driving 92 miles an hour in his Tacoma when he went off the road going to the right and hit a tree. He was transported to UAB hospital where he died the next day. His wife is still in critical condition, and their 2-year-old little girl, Riley, was dead at the scene. Police found out the next day that they also have a 1-year-old son, Khaleb, that is completely unaccounted for, and nobody seems to know where the hell he is. Now, like I said, that accident happened on December 8th. On December 11th, her father, John Elton Bailey, was arrested and charged for failure to report a missing child. Apparently, he was last seen on September 4th. I first want to say the reason the grandpa was charged and not Steve or Wendy is because he had custody of both of the kids. I don't know what they did to lose custody, but John had both of them and lived in the same house with Steve and Wendy. So look, the criminal complaint states Bailey failed to report a missing child by delaying to make or failing to cause to be made the report with willful and reckless disregard for the safety of the child, and the child suffered serious bodily harm or death. To wit, physical injuries to the child, and the child was removed from the home and taken to an unknown location, and no report was made by any resident of the home. And he's being held in the Fayette County Jail on a $100,000 bond. Now, here's the next interesting thing. For some reason, both dad and mom go by different names. So this is his first Facebook, Brad Collins. But despite their baby Khaleb apparently not being seen since September or possibly longer, he made this post on his Facebook on November 6th. Now, originally, this was quoted incorrectly, so here's the real thing. Our son is not doing well. He is not growing and has major back issues. His organs are growing, but not his body. He has to have surgery at some point. Keep him in your prayers. It's been rough and just seems going to be a long, rough, tough road ahead of us. And just for the record, what he's describing is possible. There are medical conditions, although extremely rare, that can cause that. And if what he's saying is true, that should easily be able to be backed up with medical records. Here's another one of his Facebooks where he goes by Stephen Collins. And you'll notice only the daughter Riley is mentioned. On this one, there are several pictures of Riley, their daughter, but nothing of Khaleb. And if you look at his Facebook, he makes himself appear to be a very loving father. This is the only thing they have about Khaleb on their Facebooks. February 15th, 2023. Pam and I are about 7 weeks from bringing Khaleb Rowan Collins into this world. We are so excited and ready. Riley is waiting for her baby brother. So that would have made his delivery date around April 5th, which would make him 20 months old. Now, going back to the September thing, neighbors told local news outlets that they knew there were 2 kids, but they only ever saw Riley. They would see them come out to play with her. And when the neighbor would ask where Khaleb was, they would apparently tell the neighbor that he was staying with family due to his health issues. Now, here's just another thing I saw on their social media. Apparently, at some point, he lost his job while she was pregnant with Riley, and he got arrested and charged with theft. My girl and I are having our first baby. I have lost my job due to wrongful termination and false thief charges keep me from getting a job here. I was accused of stealing something I didn't and now have a pending thief charge, so nobody will hire me. We have a baby girl on the way and are in a financial burden and having to uproot our whole life to start over somewhere else. I'm a really good hard worker who just wants to live and provide for my family. And then here's another thing I found interesting. People are speculating that that car accident wasn't actually an accident. Nobody was wearing a seatbelt, and he and Wendy were actually expelled from the vehicle. But this picture is on one of their Facebooks, and as you can see, he's got a seatbelt on. So if he was driving 92 in his truck with this little girl in the back seat, why on earth would he have not worn a seatbelt? I also want to add, there were no skid marks. So before he hit that tree, he didn't even try to stop. Hopefully the mom pulls through, because at this point, I think she's the only person that can give any type of answer.